Yo, actually, I gotta be careful because one time I had it like this and it made it a horizontal video or a vertical video. Yeah, good morning. And let's do our intro. We're gonna switch it up next month. We're gonna do a new one every month. All right, so let's go. Yeah, I told you I was gonna do it. Gonna make some theme music. Yeah. It's another Friday, I'm happy for that. Before we chat, I'ma give y'all the recap. I was working in Japan and I take care of my sick dad, cause in January of this year my mom passed. Don't know when I'll return back. Time will discern that. Of course I miss Tokyo, my home, no cap. I think I answered all the questions that the folks at who watch my videos and wonder why your boy's back. I take it day by day, don't live in the past and keep shit moving like poop, but that's that. Rhyming. All right, so so last week, right? I went out walking like I do on Saturdays. Actually, that week I made a video on Thursday, Wednesday, Saturday. I even went out on Sunday. I didn't see those videos. Yeah, I couldn't post them. Not a technical reason, but I just didn't like the vibe of them. Check out that sun, right. I didn't like the vibe of them because while this is really nice. Actually, what I'm doing today, I'm gonna try to make a video. You can see the mist, the heat, but nevertheless, I gotta make some videos for the album, or try to. It was all I just kind of woke up and it was like, let's make a video. Luckily, my camera was charged. I got my Bluetooth speaker. Hopefully that's charged. I just didn't plan any of this. See how that goes. But if anything, I just want to go to the spot where I wrote one of the lines where I'm standing there like, oh, that could be the extent of it. But anyway, last week's videos I didn't post because it had this feeling of, my life sucks. I didn't say my life. I just say my life is how my life is. But I just didn't like the vibe. It felt like if I posted it, somebody's gonna say, oh, things will get better, Matthew. Which I didn't want to hear. Or someone would be like, grow a pair of balls. You know, but I'm just telling my story as I do. So then I just, because the album wasn't finished yet. So then I got busy and I finished the album. And now the album's done and I feel really great. So I wanted to test out the theory of when you are feeling whatever, do something. Do something. The teacher I work with, she said exercise is the natural cure for feeling whatever, getting better. But I wanted to challenge her and say, doesn't that Makovich, the golf guy, be throwing shit and having tantrums? Ain't he playing a sport? Don't people be raging out on the courts and shit? So, but you know, I'm in the back of the class, and overall what she's saying is, because she was asking the kids, what's the best way to relieve your stress? And some kids like, beat up the wall or punch a pillow. And she was giving them constructive ways. It is really cold out here, man. I'm hoping it gets warm, but it is almost November. But yeah, so yeah, the album's done. I've been loving it, as I said in the other post. Just waiting for it to hit the DSPs. I think it takes 5 days. Every 5 seconds I'm checking. It used to take longer, but I just want it now. But it's good information. It means if it takes 5 days at least, I would have to get my Christmas album done by November, by Thanksgiving, so I could have it up in December or something like that. I literally be starting that shit December. I start doing it at the countdown 12 days till Christmas, which is too late. I'd have to, so we'll see how that goes. So along the lines of do something, Ableton, the software app, well, they made an app, but the software company, they have this thing where they have this virtual, I don't know what it is, event from 4 to 9 where people are gonna do stuff. So I joined that. It was free, why not? And the beat making group thing that I'm in, they're having a virtual meet and greet from 4. So I'll show up, bounce between the two. Some random guy hit me up saying, hey, you want to join the stream tomorrow? At first I'm like, I don't even follow them like that. I think I watched one and it was kind of weird because, I don't know, it was just a different format. But then I'm like, why not? You know, it's a door. Let's see where it leads to. Man, it is cold. I'm a freeze out here. This is why I wanted the drone, but the drone wasn't as easy as... Remember them early ads for drones? You just throw it up in the air and it just does its thing. They didn't talk about the battery. They didn't talk about the sensors. Yo, when I first had my drone, right? I read my little manual and it's like it has it could detect stuff. But I forgot that I turned off the detection. So I was testing it, having it go right at my face. And the shit did not move or pause. And I was just like, wow. I could have been blind. I would have been the blind Ryman. Whew, it's cold. Younger Ryman did not fuck with the cold. There's a date I went on, right? And we were out there. And I was so cold. And my girlfriend at the time was like, what's wrong? Like, don't you see it's motherfucking cold out here? Her mom was over there too. She's like, calm down. I'm like, why you got me out of this cold? I was so mad. Because I don't fuck with the cold. Years later, I'd be out there on the beach with my camera and my strobe lights and the model. It was colder. But I'm out there being professional with my metal camera. It was cold touching the camera. I dropped one of the strobes, cracked it. The last thing I was trying to do before I left was do a snow shoot, a snow nude shoot with the drone. I found 2 people who were gonna do it. It was just logistics because it doesn't really snow in Tokyo, so we had to go out. And yeah, like I found 2 people who would do it together, which, yeah, logistics. Actually, when I was in the States for Christmas, I found somebody who would do it. And on the day of, she's like, I can't, I'm sick, can we do it tomorrow? But I was like leaving to go back to Japan. But luckily, I guess it wouldn't work out because I ended up leaving to go to the airport around 6 in the morning. My plan was to shoot from 6, get back around 7:30. So that would have been a disaster. Plus, you know, snow and all that. But yeah. I found a new path I like. So instead of like walking on the highway or the street, I just cut through here. It's cold. If I was in Japan, right, somewhere around here there'd be a soda machine, and it would have hot cocoa, like hot cans of cocoa in the soda machine, and I would have had one already to use it to warm up my hands. We can't have those nice things in here. Maybe in other parts of the country, I don't know about it. Here, my coat, like I'm toasty on the inside. Just my hands are frigid. So I was thinking of doing the video right up, well, we'll get closer. Right up there, kind of sitting underneath the leaves, maybe on the bridge. Should have done it last week, because last week was warm. I had to open up my coat by now. Woo! But yeah. So I had oh yeah, so in the car yesterday I was saying I didn't know if the kids would bring any stuff. And I'll put a picture, right? But when I got to the school, I had little 30 packs of cookies and some Kit Kats. When I got to the room, there was a table full of shit, all junk food. I'm like, what? And kids kept bringing it in. It was gross. And the teacher's like, yeah, they're gonna get diabetes. And I'm like, yeah. There was some water, and the kids are like, we got Dorito chips, we got Oreo cookies. I'm like, and you got water. She's like, yeah, water. Man, my kids are great, man. They're loud, they're annoying, but I don't know, most of the teachers, all they do is yell at the kids, right? I don't yell at the kids. Well, the little kids, now I gotta yell at them, because they just be, I don't know, they just be all like, hee 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 hee. And I feel bad, because the first one I had to like put the law down was a little black girl, little cute black girl, and she sits in between two boys, and all they do is, they all hit each other, right? And then I come over like, he hit me. I know the two boys' names because I gotta yell it. So then I was like, if I come back over here again, I'm gonna move you. Like, okay. They keep doing what they're doing. So I moved the boy. He's whatever, because he's used. The first time I seen him in lunch, he was already moved over. Like, he's just that way. And then the little girl, I'm like, you got to go. And I dragged her chair to the other side of the lunch thing, like a table over. She's like, ah! She starts crying. And I'm like, it hurt my heart, but you got to go. She stood up, no! I said, I'm not playing with you. Get your... Well, I walk, because... So the situation at school is, I do the lunchroom. I do first, second, fifth, and sixth. There's supposed to be 2 teachers. Technically, there should be the homeroom teachers for that class. Homeroom teachers don't want to do it. The other teacher, she was sick, but they don't want to do it either. So I'm out here running between all the tables and shit. And I don't like that. I don't mind it. I just wish they would like give me the details of what's going on. Because while I'm running around to keep the kids in their seats and blah, 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 the lunch lady, they're supposed to make these little orderly lines, but kids without an adult, they're not going to do it. And then the kids drop their trays and they start crying. She comes over to me and she's like, hey, I need your help. And I go over there. The little girl's crying, but she cries every day, apparently. Because even the lunch lady's like, yeah, she cries every day. I'm like, yeah, she does. And she hit me up. Oh, she didn't hit me, but she said, oh, I want to get a snack, but I don't have any money. I'm like, what the? You'll live. Her kid's looking at me. She does that every day. But kids are kids, you know? I mean, whatever. Crying's good. At least she's not like coming with guns and knives and bombs. That's what kids, I hope not my kids. But yeah, man, it is what it is. And then, oh man. But I don't mind it because I could organize it. I could figure out, 'cause I was talking to the lunch lady, who, by the way, is a cute woman. I was checking to see if she has rings on. Not that I would put a ring on it. I don't know her background, but she has the most beautiful eyes. She'd be like, cute smile. She always gives me extra food. Not that it ever tastes that good. It looks good, but when you bite it, it's just not that good. So yeah, I could coordinate with her on how she wants it. And I told her last week, I said, you know why I'm here? The teachers don't want to be here. That's why I'm here. And they didn't tell me nothing. But yeah, school. But yeah, it's, hey, we got somebody. We never have anybody on my private bike. It's not a bike path. I guess it is. Dog path. But barking dogs. I could die back here. You wouldn't even know. You wouldn't even know. And 20 years later, the phone be discovered. Someone uploads the last video on Netflix. Man, they holding them dogs like they and some pit bull fighting shit. All right, it feels like it's getting a little warmer. Good morning.
Come on, Woodrow.
Good morning.
He's finally hi.
Woodrow. What kind of name's Woodrow? I guess. Yo, my friend, she got a dog, right? I seen him on Instagram when she posts. And I met the dog 2 weeks ago. Dog's like looks like a little cloud named Cookie. Cookie the Cloud. Cute little dog with little pink dyed ears or some shit. Dog's over there doing his thing. Never barked. Comes over to me. Doesn't, be licking me all like that. Just, what's up? Really, really manageable. Like, that's the kind of dogs I like. I don't like dogs that jump on you and try to sniff your butt. Be all up in your face. That's not for me. So if I ever get a dog, it's gonna be super cute looking. With a little, I don't know if I'd put gold on my dog, because people might kill the dog to get the little gold bone or whatever. You know how people be. It sucks. But yeah, anyway. I had this thought. Well, I guess I always had this thought, but it doesn't seem like people care about people. They care about themselves, which, that makes sense, survival. But it's just, I don't know how we humans are gonna rectify that, because we humans matter to other humans, but we also are in the way of other humans. Like, it's a big mess. Like, yeah. And I don't know the fix for this, and I can't imagine it getting better outside of some worldwide catastrophe. I mean, COVID could have been that, but it didn't really bring people together. Threw us online, separated us, and then we were mad at the government, etc., etc. But yeah, man, it's the world we live in, which is what it is. I'm hoping my music will bring people together, because it's made in that way. Like, I'm gonna do a listening party, and in that space, I think people will come that might not necessarily know each other, but they're there because they know me. Well, I did the Guinness record. It was like that. So many different groups of people came together. I can't pinpoint it, but I think one person met another person. They started dating, they got married, and they had a little baby, and they moved to China or something. Because of I can't say because of my event, but I know they told me they met from my event. Or when I had like a lot of my events, bringing different types of people together. That's my mission. That's what I want to do. Because I feel a lot of people, you hang out with the people who look like you. I don't know anybody who looks like me, acts like me, or whatever. So I'm kind of, I met a person in Japan who did this perfectly. She came to one of my beat making events, and she was really nice, really kind. And then she invited me to, wow, the little Redbirds, Cardinals, 2 of them. But she invited me to her birthday thing. I invited her to one of my shows, so she invited I was in a band. She invited the band, some of the members, and then I got there, and then they were there. And as I was walking around asking people, how do you know her? Like, oh yeah, I met her at yoga. Oh, I met her at a rock climbing event. Oh, I met her at this one retreat. Like, she just had all these random encounters with people, and they all came to her birthday. Like, maybe 45 people or more who more or less didn't know each other. It was really cool. Me, I mean, there was alcohol, and the band members, they were trying to pick up the girls, and she's a girl, and she had a lot of female friends, and they're just there doing what guys do. But the alcohol thing. There's a song on my album where it's like, I say, I'm flirting with this girl over there. the problem, I don't got no bourbon to spare. Or the burden I bear, I don't got no bourbon to spare. But there's some Sprite over there that I'd be happy to share. Pull up a chair, my dear. Because alcohol is a thing, man. The teacher I work with, she said, man, I need to go home and get drunk. Just kidding. No, you're not. That's your plan. Maybe it'll be with wine. Maybe it'll be with shots. But that is your plan. You just don't joke about that shit. And all I can do is smile. Because if I say I don't drink, she's going, I don't drink all the time. It's just, and I'm not saying do whatever you got to do. Like I come home, like she asked me, what are you going to do this weekend? If I said, first I'm going to go for a walk and then I'm going to make some videos and then I'm going to read some books, she's going to be like, boring. You're not going to get a little tipsy? But yeah, so the thesis, people don't care about people, but they think they do. Or it's a limited scope, range. So back to my kids, I think that's where we'll tie it in. So all the adults at the school do is yell at the kids because they're loud and annoying. But they're kids, a lot of them come from rough backgrounds. They're immigrants. They just emigrated. Maybe our school doesn't have the funding to adequately, a lot of this, there's a whole bunch of shit, top to bottom. But we're walking, I said to one of the girls, we were walking by, I said, she said, because the gym teacher said, I got to pick him up from gym class, walk him across the street. And she's like, yeah, you got to come tomorrow at 10 o'clock. I'm like, 10 o'clock? She's like, yeah. And she's like, for what? She's like, I play volleyball. Like, oh, wow, can I get your autograph? She's like, oh, sure. And then her friend's like, we like you. You're not like the other teachers here. Technically, I'm not a teacher, but still, I'm not like the other teachers because they're little humans. They're at some point, they're going to be taking care of us one way or another. Because we're all going to get old, and they're going to be the ones who are here one way or another. So we got to treat them with respect. Hey, something's going on up here. I wonder what it is. That's me being nosy. But yeah. I mean, the kids ain't allowed to have phones, right? Because privacy or whatever. So they have to take their phones, their iPhone 14s, and they got to put it in a little basket, turn it off. So yesterday, this one girl, she's like on the phone. Because yesterday was like a party, Halloween party thing. So everything's, no classes really. And she's just like casually on it, like not, okay, I gotta go. Like talking to mom or grandma. She's just like, feet up, hey, da-da-da, hey girl. Teacher comes in, she said, what are you doing? And she starts going off on her. And the whole time, she's just looking at her. She didn't look like she was upset, wasn't gonna cry. She just had this kind of, and it's a rule, like at this school, you can get expelled for having a phone. Like it's the biggest thing you can, like you could throw shit, you could talk back, none of that matters. If you got your phone, that's when the Pope, because we're a Catholic school, that's when the Pope makes a phone call. They call the Pope, said, oh, got a phone. What should we do? And the Pope said, well, expel them. That's crazy. I don't know, I think it's a baseball game. Maybe the Phillies is playing over here. I don't see, or maybe it's a Frisbee tournament. That'd be wild. I think I was talking, no, I don't know if I posted that video. All right, I don't see nobody up here. I wonder what's going up. It could be a rally, kill black people rally. You never know. I'll be walking, white hood, white hood, white hood, red hood. I think there's some red hoods up in that organization. I'm just, and I'm curious what's going on because there's a lot of cars. It's too cold that I don't see any sports stuff. I want to see if it is a Frisbee thing, because that would be crazy. A Frisbee tournament. Because look, you see these cars parking way down here? Because the parking lot up there is packed. It is getting warmer. Or at least the adrenaline from moving my butt. Hey. Oh, man. But yeah. Let me keep this going. So people don't care about people, but I think it's just a natural extension of how can you care about everybody? And if you start drilling down, you're gonna hit a standstill point. I don't know if you call it that. Like one of the girls, it's always the girls. This guy's, most of the boys like, what sport do you like? What team do you like? What is going on? I think it is a frisbee thing. That is wild. It's a nice day for frisbee. Let's see. We'll see. But she's like, do you eat meat? I said, yeah. She's like, you shouldn't eat meat. It's bad for the environment. Because she's a vegan. So now I'm like, what's your shirt made out of? Cotton. So you're killing plants, harvesting plants? Well, it doesn't matter because they're not alive. Yeah, they are. And there is some research that shows that plants it is a frisbee thing. Get the fuck out of here. That is wild. That is, like, look at all these cars. They're all here for frisbee. I want to see if there's any black people who do frisbee, because every time I've been up here, or maybe it's not frisbee, maybe it's golf. No, it's frisbee. Baby, serious? That is wild. Look at all these cars. We back. So apparently, I ran out of space. God said, remember I was saying I made all those videos? They were long too. I just deleted them, so no one's ever gonna see them again. But they were like an hour each, and then a 45-minute one. Usually, well, not always, but anyway. So I did some research in that little time before it turned off, and I found out what they are doing is called golf disc golf. And here, let me break it down for you. Maybe you'll know this or something, because I be behind the times. But apparently it's a thing, because I just saw a group and they had like a specialized cart to carry multiple frisbees. They had, I guess there's leagues and shit. But this is what these this is the basket. Not even right here, you can see disc golf. I don't know if it's always been here, because I grew up around here. Used to go sleigh riding here. Used to come up here to do stuff with stuff. I can't imagine it's always been here. It seems like a new thing, like an after COVID thing. All types of stuff happened after COVID. But yeah, where was I? Oh, just wow, they're playing golf. Wow, this. All right, we are back. This is the third time I ran out of space. But I had to go into like LumaFusion, because it'd be making like 5 gigs in there. Someone's like, because I got a 1 TB of space on my iPhone. I'm like, why you get so much space? Because if I had 2 TB or 4, I would get up. Anyway, but it's also important not to have that much, like, to be out, because it'll lock up your phone, and then you're gonna have to do a reset, hard reset. Now, of course, it only really matters if you're like me. I gotta download all my programs, all the expansion packs, baka. I got shit in order. Now I do got them backed up. Just the other week I bought a 4 TB US SSD, a 4 TB SSD UBC hard drive. This shit's fast. But here, we're gonna chill here. I think I might start my video here. But it's wet. I don't want to sit on the wet shit. We'll sit over there. So we'll finish this up. I ain't never been over on this side. We changing it up. All right, sun's in my eyes, having a seat. But yeah, Frisbees. Wow, frisbees. No. But nah, it's cool because, you gotta find where you fit in. And that's what's important. That's what I was missing from last week. Because I'm just talking about lamenting all of my woes, and I don't like doing that. I'm more of how can I move forward and progress. I don't know. That just my friend Professor, he sent me. He's working on a podcast, and he sent me 2 of the first ones. The first one, he recorded him, and then his friend recorded the other guy on the phone, and the audio is just. I want to say they were in a car too. Like the audio is just. I could not listen to it. I'm gonna see if I could do my magic, because audio, like in a podcast setting, audio is probably the most number one thing. Because I couldn't listen to it. Now the guy, it's sports related, so maybe that's. But the guy, let's just say the guy coached Michael Jordan, like someone like that kind of famous kind of coach, and he was interviewing him about how blah blah blah. So maybe that would be so interesting to the people who are into that they wouldn't care how the audio sounded. Babies crying, dogs barking, they just want to whatever. So I couldn't listen to it. But then the second one, the audio was good enough. I think again I might try to tweak it, because louder is better. But just put it to the level that people are expecting when they go to a podcast thing. And the guy was just saying, it's another coach kind of guy. He did a lot of stuff, blah, blah, blah. But he was saying that the way he is the way he is because he just wants to be that way. Which, it's always funny when I hear that. It's kind of the nature-nurture thing. I am how I am because I work hard and I believe in myself. And if you want to be as good as me, you just got to believe in yourself. Which, that's part of it. But if you come from an area or background or whatever, that may be harder. This came to light when I was talking to someone in Japan. I forget who she was. But I was just telling her, hey, people don't know shit, so pick up a book and learn it. And she's like, well, not everybody can read books. I mean, she had some more compelling arguments, but the way she said it's like, you know what, you're right. I am this way because I am this way. For some people, it's not going to work. And I stopped telling people to read books. Now it's just, I'm reading this book and they hit me with I can't read books. And I guess not. Leave it at that. Because, people are people. But that's my unique thing. My mom, I remember my friend, I used to go to his house. I would read all the books on his, and these are like little kid books, but I read them all. I think I read all the books. I don't think he read them. And his mom oh, you like to read books? And I remember my mom taking me to the library, and I'd get a stack of 10 books. And I remember the Bibles for kids that are in the house. I used to read them because I wanted to. But I don't remember anyone rewarding me or forcing me or really caring what I was reading. There was no, so tell us about what you read. It was just, that's what I wanted to do. And it has followed me. Now, school, you said all this reading. I didn't read in school. I mean, I was reading Stephen King books in school, but if I didn't like the topic, which was English, math, history, then I wasn't reading it. It wouldn't be until college when my girlfriend at that time, she brought me to the library, Lafayette, and she taught me how to research and read with a purpose. And then we do other stuff with a purpose. But it kind of unlocked the code. Similar to how the music thing. I didn't know what about a theory. You talking to a lot of musicians, because I don't understand theory, I just do what I do. But the fact is, you just got to figure out how to make it do what it does. And then you'll be done doing what it did. You dig? But nah, I know I always go into this because if this would have been 3 years ago, I would have been saying the same thing. It's too difficult. But in the key of C, there's 7 notes. C, 2, B. 7 notes. Each note has a sound. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. But that's just going up and down. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Something like that. And then if you're in the key of C, you got your C note. And if you skip one and go to the next one, you got E. And if you skip one and go to the next one, you got G. C, E, G. That is a chord. Chong. That's theory.
That's simple.
Well, it's that simple. Let's say you start on D. Now you got D, F, A. The F's going to be sharp because it just sounds nice. A lot of people with a lot of time on their hands back in the day figured out what sounds nice, or they figured out why it sounds nice. There's a pattern. People just make shit so complicated. Like, check this out. At my school, there's a kid, I think I talked about him before, and he's he likes Japanese culture for whatever. Well, manga and anime is a thing, but he's like, I once found a little piece of paper with Japanese written on it. So I think it was his. Anyway, so the teacher, I wrote in my bio, and I guess she said, yeah, he went to Japan or something. So he comes in the morning and he's just like, yeah, I know Japanese. Niku. That means meat. Okay, why do you know meat? I just know meat. So I told him how to say, I ate meat. I'm eating meat. So then I went home and I printed up some. So I was asking, do you know hiragana, katakana, you know some kanji? He's like, I know meat. So I bring the hiragana, katakana chart with the how to pronounce it. Well, how the way with the alphabet underneath it, you still would have to get the right pronunciation. And I brought the JPLT 5 kanji. It's about 103. So he comes in and I was like, all right, so you must memorize these, hiragana and katakana, and then it will help you get these kanji. And if you can master these kanji, then you could get a good grade, or you could pass the JLPT, and you'll be good to go. And I'm just breaking it down. As you know, I don't speak fluent Japanese. I'm not the one who would be telling people to go, but I can teach him what I know and give him insight. Like, don't waste your time learning things piece by piece. Because I brought an article when I was in Japan, a little news thing, and I was just showing them how you're gonna have to know how to read the hiragana, because da-da-da-da, and then here's some katakana and here's some kanji. And then my school is Nakagawa, so I'm like, you see, here's Naka, that one, and here's Gawa, and then here's Higashi. And he's just like, maybe he's like, oh my gosh, because, you know, again, my school's weird like that. They don't be having an interest in the kids. But while I'm telling him this, a girl comes over, is like, oh, you're learning Japanese. I know a Japanese word. Konnichiwa. And then this boy comes over, oh, you teaching Japanese? Can I get a paper? And I was a little bit excited, but the way the school is and the way things, to do it properly, I would have to get permission. And the way the school is, it would just take forever. Like right now, I'm on lunch duty, so I have to leave my class, walk over, but the doors are locked. So I come in there and the door's locked. I knock, but it's a lunchroom and no one hears it. So I got to go all the way around to the other side, and that door could be locked, and I'm just standing out there. And I got to wait till the next group is coming in to let me in. If you wanted me to be lunch duty, give me the fucking keys. I mean, it's like that kind of thing. But anyway, so the kid goes home and then he comes back the next day and he's just like, yo, it's really hard. I thought it was going to be easy, but it's really... Why would you think it's good? But it's daunting what I guess what he means to say. There's 46 characters. There's 103 kanji. Much more than that, but this is the basis. Now, he's, 13, 14? So this is a lot. I mean, a Japanese kid would have been born and he would have been da-da-da-da-da-da. And if you went to school, they would kind of break it up. I just kind of, this. And at one point, I was also printing out some, scholarships so he can get to, study abroad in, a high school thing. But then I don't know my position. do I inspire him? Am I allowed to? You might say, what are you talking about? Because I don't know his situation. On some, he might have a really bad home. Like when I went to Japan, my dad didn't talk to me for 7 years. That's a real thing. People are like that. Some other parents be like, oh, I'm going to come visit you. I met a lot of people whose parents would come visit them. Ain't nobody come to visit me, except for one person. I mean, and then some of you guys, you actually came to Japan and you made it a point to come check me out. And that was cool. But I didn't get too many people from, but that's another topic. But yeah, man, like just learning shit. You just got to learn it. You got to find a way that works for you and do it. Because otherwise, it's not going to get done. I can't learn the Japanese for him. But, yeah, but it makes me feel good. Like, it's a nice feeling. I'm like, I'm not getting paid to teach this kid. He's like a 7th grader. I'm in the 6th grade class. So he comes down. But yeah, that's rewarding, you know. But I feel bad because the way the school is going, man, because this happened yesterday. I went to the lunchroom, or we're doing some whatever activity. And the teacher said to the other teacher, he said, where's your aide? We're aides now, right? And she's like, I don't know. She said she had food poisoning. I'm like, what? Now, I'm going to email her. I didn't email the one who had food poisoning. We were hired by the same company. We don't talk. Like, anytime I come over, she just... But, she didn't care if she had food poisoning. She just, like, she's not here, so how am I going to have help for my class? That's all she cared about. And I'm like, so that's how we're treated here? That's like, we're just... Like, yesterday at lunch, I was cleaning up someone's applesauce. And the teacher comes over like, you don't got to do that. That's the janitor's work. I'm like, well, if I don't do it, some little kid's going to step in it and stomp it all over the thing. She's like, yeah, that's true. I have to watch the little kids, 1st grade, 2nd graders, and they come up and like, I got to go to the bathroom. It'd be a little girl. I'm like, well, the rule is no one can go to the bathroom. Like, you can't go. But I got to go. I'm like, you can't. Can you hold it? Like, okay. I come back. She's like, I can't hold it. And now, 1, I can't take a little girl into the bathroom. 2, there's no other staff. It's just me because the other one had food poisoning. The teachers are way in this little room locked off. Sometimes the doors are locked because we don't want to deal with it. So the door's open, so I walk over with the little girl. And she makes her case. I said, she got to go to the bathroom. So the teacher's like, no, you got to wait. Like 20 minutes. But I got to go. And the teacher's like, no. The kid comes back. She's standing there crying. She's about to bust. The little kids come around her like they're supposed to be in their seats, but they're concerned. What's wrong? I got to go to the bathroom. And then I don't know what to do because clearly that's what the teacher said. Then there's like pre-kindergartens over there. We don't really bother with them. She comes over like, what's wrong? I was like, I gotta go to the bathroom. So she takes the little girl to the bathroom. Later, the girl comes back. She's like, I went to the bathroom. All happy and smiling. But then her friend's like, I gotta go to the... It just sets off a thing. And it's just like... One time, a girl, she did go to the bathroom in her chair. And what was weird is she just sat there eating her food, just like I don't think she was wearing a diaper or anything. Like, she's just sitting in. So it's this kind of weirdness where I like the kid. Like, the kids are cute. Now they're trying to give me hugs, and Mr. Bailey, Mr. Bailey, and they tell me random stuff. I'm a vegan. She's like 4 years old, 5 years old. So that's cool, but just the rule and the what I'm supposed to be doing. We run out of tissue. Oh my gosh, it's a mess. So I might have to jump ship and go teach at like a place that actually has rule and order and probably will pay me more. I think I get paid the least out of everyone. I'm the youngest. Some of the other aides are like, they were principals, retired principals, blah, blah, blah. But, you know, it's the work to balance thing. Most of the time, I ain't doing much. Just sitting there looking at the kids playing their iPhones, getting annoyed, and then finally, or iPads, they can't touch their iPhones. And then going over and they're just like, off. Hey, like, you're not even working on anything. But yeah. But now it's warmed up, so it's time to make that video. Gotta think about it. But I should make a video of me making the video. Wouldn't that be interesting? I can't because my phone is where the music is, and it won't work that way. But yeah, behind the scenes of me making the scenes. But let's see here. Anything else? When my phone died, or not died, but when I ran out of space, my friend from Japan who lives in somewhere 4 hours driving from her house to my house if she drove straight. She came to visit last time. She said she wants to see my dad again. I'm like, yeah, we'd love to see you. So she might come down. That'd be cool. Cause my dad, he right now this doesn't count. I could have like a billion Kardashian type fan base getting paid $18 billion zillion dollars. It wouldn't matter because you're not physical people in the real space. Like if I said, yeah, like today, when I get back after making like you say I'm busy, but when I get back to my house after making the video, editing it, and then posting it up there for the promotion for the new album, I have to, someone hit me up on Fiverr. They wanted me to make, I think I talked about it yesterday, but it's confirmed because sometimes they hit me up and it's like, can you do this? And depending, because there's a bunch of people, they got a schedule. So maybe by the time I respond, it's just like I found someone else, or they just change their mind. But he's like, I said, I'll do it. I'll send you the gig. Sometimes they send it to you or you can send it to them. So he's like, can you send it? And then I got home. I went to bed, went back to school, and then I got a message saying, are you still interested? Are you going to do it? So I'm like, I'll do it after work. I should have done it that moment. But after work, and actually, it was like 10 o'clock. I think he's Australia. He's a different time zone. But I'm in my bed like, oh shit, I forgot. And I get my phone and I send the thing, and in the morning, he accepted it. But I'm going to get paid $60 to record myself debating 45 seconds. So it'd be like, do you believe that it is sunny? No, that's a dumb. Do you believe that men and women are equal? That's probably it. So then 45 seconds, it'd be like, well, I believe in my... Of course, I'm going to write this out, but it'll be like, I believe in my deepest of heart that men and women are the same of the one part. Again, I'm writing this out, but this is freestyle. I believe from the depth of my heart that men and women I believe from the depth of my heart, men and women are equal, but different in parts. For example, some men are stronger. You could see it in their arms, and some women are much kinder. They help babies out of harm. Some bullshit like that. But 45 seconds, I know I can do that. Like I'm writing it down. And I don't know, 15 minutes? Done. No music, and then I just got to record it, and I'm going to be special, so I'm going to try to split screen and have like a little debate. I think he would like that. But I'll give him what he wants, and then I'll add the extra just because I can, because it's so easy. I'll put some music to it, but he doesn't need music. But that's $60 right there, doing what I do. And if I told my dad, I just made $60 in 15 minutes worth of work, he'd be like, I never made $12 minimum wage. He made like $6 doing heavy ass work. Working on the railroad. Does it go like that? I don't know. So that's one. And then I got to help my professor. He's no longer my professor, but that's just what his nickname is. But the teacher that I met at Temple, who was a professor, who helped me with a lot of things growing up, he had this assignment for some video work. I'm gonna do some titling or what have you. Again, this is also easy because a while back I was playing around with Motion, and I learned all this shit. You can make a template, and all you do is just switch the titles, but the template will be fixed. So that might take me a little bit to do, but it's something I can do, and easy money. He says he's gonna pay me. He doesn't have to pay me, but you know, he says he's gonna pay me. And then I gotta get ready to do my live stream stuff. So this makes me feel good. I have a purpose. I got shit to do. Money coming in, helping out people, gonna interface with some beat makers. Last week, I just felt, I guess what it was last week is every day I would make my video, like on Saturday, and it always ended with, I ain't got no one to talk to. I'm sitting here talking to you guys, and you guys are people, but you know what I mean. Like it just felt, And then it's just, why is it that way? My therapist said, oh, you could find people. Really? Really? Is it that simple? It's like that, right? Hey, any people back there that make beats? Like I'm not in the right space. If I was in New York or Philly, they got all these shit. Like there was a beat making thing, but I just can't really go at this time because of, you know, my situation with my pops and all that. Like I would move, like if I was here, like if I moved back from Japan, let's say both my parents passed away already, and I moved back from Japan because I was just tired of it. Now I'm here. I wouldn't be here for that long. I'd just be like, okay, this is what it is. All right, fuck that. I'm gone. Maybe I go to Cali. Maybe I go to, I don't know where I go. I would just go somewhere and restart my life. Right now, I'm just kind of, I don't know, just doing the best I can. Like, you know, you gotta make a cake, or you gotta do a party. You don't got a lot of supplies, so you're just taking little bits in this to do. That's basically what I'm doing, right? Making the best of it. And yeah. So we got 23. That's probably gonna be 40 minutes. I don't know. Let me do that video because it's now warm out and I got a busy schedule that I love. Oh, and last, right? So this morning, every morning when I wake up, I try to look for sales. There's always going to be sales. Next week is going to be Black Friday month. I think the one site I go to, they start Black Friday November 11th. So a lot of my apps and beat things are going to be on sale, which, yeah. But anyway, I'm always waking up seeing if there's a sale, 50% off. Don't ever buy sample packs at full price unless you are supporting the sample maker, because oftentimes they always be on sale at certain points. So anyway, I got this one site where, you know, I have a 50% off code, and every now and then it comes up. So I bought this one pack. The guy's name is Unknown, spelled weird, but his sample packs are dope. I think I used 3 of his samples on this album. It just has this soulful texture where it's like I couldn't make that at this point. Nor, and I mean, they could lie, I don't know, but he has like a little group, session players, that bring their thing, which is the closest I'm gonna get to like having a thing. Some beat makers, they just use like software that has a lot of different sounds and they play it. But, you know, if you have a real bass player, and then you got like the guitar, like each person is bringing that essence of whatever they do to it, which I learned from Miles Davis and Louis Armstrong and Jay Dilla. These are all the books I read. Duke Ellington actually in particular, because he was like, when I would have my band, I can't do a Duke Ellington. I never really heard him speak in real life. But the audiobook, he was always trying to, when he would talk about Duke Ellington, I'll just go saying, anyway, he said that in his band, he wouldn't tell people how to play. He wanted them to bring what they bring to the table. And they would come with something that, like, they were different. Each member was a different color, not like skin tone, because back then they were all brown until later, but a different texture. Like if you could imagine, like the wah 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 wah, different people played it different ways. One of the bass player, he was playing the bass more percussively, which was unheard of at the time. Like he was a pioneer of that style. So when he came to the band, the way he played it, Duke Ellington used it to his effect. Or some of the people would have different riffs, like he wouldn't tell them how to riff or freestyle or improvise. But once he heard what they were doing, he would listen to it and then he would write it back into the music, and then he would have them play that riff. And then he would copyright it and get all that money, or build a whole song off a riff and get all the money. And then the riff maker's like, but that was mine. And he's like, well, like he was, but anyway. So yeah, so the closest I can get to replicating that at this moment is these sample packs. You know, like this guy in particular, his stuff just has this soulful, which I can't even describe, but you'll hear it on the album, like just that sound. Where another sample pack, which I was talking about last week, but I kind of forgot about it because that's my thing. I buy sample packs, I get all excited, but then other things happen. I'll get back to it. But the other sound pack had this like Stranger Things. I never seen the show, but I know the sound like this. Just I can't explain, but it just sounds like that. I got another sample pack that's more jazzy. I bought it right after I listened to Duke Ellington and Louis Armstrong. I need jazz in my sample collection. So it just has this boom, 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 boom. And then when they were talking about bass players, I got a shitload of bass. I got like the regular, like double bass. That's on one of my tracks, track 4. So this is like, I'm just building out this collection, just adding different colors to it, different flavors. So this morning I got 5 more. Each pack has about 10 songs, so it's 50 more tracks. And then I just go in there, clean them up. Now the trick is, if you're gonna do this, you gotta keep track of where you bought it from. Which moving forward is pretty easy. Just buy it, you save the PDF or make a PDF of the receipt, stick it inside the sample pack. They got some instructions on how they want to go about it. If you blow up, you got to notify them, so they got their contact information. You need the dates. CD Baby doesn't. That's a site so you can put your music up on like iTunes and all that. CD Baby doesn't care, so I think I'm gonna keep fucking with them. But DistroKid and all the other ones, they want to know where you bought it, where the sound is, do you own it, what is the agreement, what's the license. Which they do provide it, but when I first started doing all this, I would take all that information and delete it. Yes, I would. And I would take all the files, if it was all jazz sound, and I would put all those in one big folder. But that doesn't work. So I had to go back in and separate them by company or beat maker, and then go find the receipts. Luckily, everything is digital. And luckily, I buy shit in like bundles. So the one pack, in the beginning, I was buying it just one here and one there, which is expensive because usually if you buy more, it goes on sale or whatever. Or if you buy it when it's on sale or bundles. Like a bundle might be like $100. When it's on sale, it'll be $50. And then when it's on sale with a coupon, you might get it for $35. You just gotta set it up that way. And my thinking, my rationale for all this is one beat or one thing, it's like an expensive lottery ticket. I could set like what I'm, let's say the guy today, he wanted music to his track. I just need one track out of, let's say, for example, today I bought some, right? I paid $50, right? $50, no, 15. Let's just say I paid $50 to get my samples today. And I use one sample out of the 5 packs I bought. He pays me $60. In a perfect world, let's leave it at he paid me $60 and PayPal doesn't take money and Fiverr doesn't take money. But let's just say he paid me $60. I bought mine for $50. I get $10 back. That's profit. Now, if someone's smart and you're following what I'm saying, you're like, but don't you already have sample packs? Which is true, I do. I just keep buying them and buying them. But eventually I'm gonna get to a point where, because I have other uses for these, and I don't want to focus so much on selling packs or selling beats. I want to use them as backdrops, an infinite soundscape of sound. I'm not there yet, but just yeah. Anyway, let me stop and let me work on my video, because what time is it? All right, this is the last video. This is a weird video, but yeah. So thank you guys for watching. I will make an official video when my so my album's technically up. It's on Bandcamp, but I'm gonna wait till it's on the streaming services. Well, maybe just Spotify and iTunes. That's really the only ones I care about. But Amazon and Android and all those people, they'll be there, but those are the main ones. Technically, you should buy it from Bandcamp because I get 100% of whatever. iTunes doesn't pay. But whatever. I want it to be up there so you could listen to it in the best way that works for you. And yeah. Enjoy your Halloween weekend. I'll be doing what I wanted to give candy to the kids, but my dad would be like, don't be giving no candy to no kids. Plus the kids on my block, I mean, there's some cute little ones, but the older kids, I ain't giving them shit. They be loud and annoying. They were the ones doing fireworks. They were the ones. Anyway, all right, I'm out. Peace. I don't know if I'll make other videos this weekend, but see you next Friday.